ballroom.
It's not too surprising, just as a full draft. The thing is, if you're coming into a set against someone like YerAnd, who's been successful, been in Diamond, generally you want to be looking for ways to upset them. And the real upset pick is going to be the 2 or 3s and the 3 or 5s and the small venues. The problem with that is you also have to be good at the 2 or 3s and 3 or 5s. And with Lev's campy style, I don't think that's necessarily their home ground. So them picking the bigger maps with the back to the classics means that they're hoping to get a lot of or sniper wins, and then it's going to be down to where can they get their spy win, where can they beat year end, and it might end up being on year end's picks. We got things like Aquarium and Redwoods here early in the set too. That'll be the big places where you're expecting a spy will at some point pull one out.
All right. Well, we have our first match on Redwoods, and
Oof.
it will be Lev starting off on the sniper side, which is what he chose. Excuse me, on the spy side, I should say. YerAnd will be starting off on the sniper side. So Lev here on Redwoods playing as Mom, starting off in the back here. Ponu, be ready to go?
Yep.
All right. Well, then, with no further ado, we will start our second set. Our second set here between LevTroskij and YerAnd on Redwoods. We'll get a chance to see some trees. Everybody get into the winter spirits in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Playing his
And
mom.
yep.
Getting that out of the way here now before you say teal.
I wasn't gonna.
Time ad, please.
No,
For me.
no time ad will be coming. Our seduction target, who is Smallman, which is something that we saw in the last set on Gallery, now seeing here on Redwoods, making sure to keep Smallman as a suspect. But Redwoods is a map where you really have to pay close attention to the pacing. You don't have that much time, and it's a deceptively large venue. We're now down to under 3 minutes with no progress, and we're talking in conversation.
Yeah, it ends up the venue itself is pretty small, but because of the way that it's built, you have to if you're going from here to like Flirt, for example, you have to go around. You're not just able to beeline everywhere that you want to go. We have no completion. One thing to note, there was a lot of early inspectors. There were 6 people at statues, so I think only 4 of them could have been the spy. So Yuren's got a bit of pressure already here as a sniper. Not that Lev is the one that's putting on it. Still has no completion.
Yeah, no completion here from Lev. We are finally making our way over to our session target. 2 minutes 20 on the clock. Moving in right next to Smallman, going for this flirt. Uh, but we're playing it a little respectfully. And I think on Redwoods, with this amount of time on the clock, you have to be a little bit less respectful than this. Finally going to come off 34%. And so with 2 minutes on the clock, that is our progress so far. You can make a lot of progress quickly on Redwoods, but you have to be very aggressive to do it. There's no center statues. There's no place where you can just walk and get like 3 missions done all at once.
Lev doing a bit of a briefcase redirect, really respecting his opponent, then just leaving that window pad immediately, which is less respectful. With Yerand, he's going to take a lot of lowlights for pathing, and he really doesn't mess them up. They're very solid lights. He doesn't lowlight the spy for pathing, despite the reputation for doing so many lowlights, and it doesn't look like there actually are very many lowlights so far in this game.
Do you feel the time ad coming? I feel the time ad coming given our pacing so far, and there it is. It's going to be a white time ad. We're kind of on screen when it happens, but we're going to move into conversation and immediately let off a banana bread. That will let off a couple of low lights, but they're tough to take on Redwoods. We do get two, and a white flare takes us to 68%.
Yeah, because the seduction target's here and we did hit the green test, we still have incentive to still be here. There was no opportunity to really split if we also wanted to get the flirt. And we've put ourselves in a spot here where we have 2 half completions. If our seduction target goes to one of the bookcases with statues, for example, we have a quick finish. Otherwise, it's going to be something that we're going to have to do multiple things.
Our
Here we
seduction
go.
target,
Here's an opportunity. If you want to do flirt, inspect, and well, we can't do 2 inspects there, can we? Ooh,
we
Redwoods is
cannot.
hard.
Redwoods is hard, but we're not even going for this flirt. Minute 11, I wonder if Lev at this point is just looking for a frame somewhere because at this point, even given that time ad, the pacing for finish is just slipping away.
Yeah, I mean the idea of a frame when oh, that's rough. We wanted the green test there. When Smallman's going to a bookcase is, well, it's Smallman. They might just die for this. Hey,
Well, they were Smallman, and they just died for that.
how about that? Smallman, I assume it's a shot for flirt, which is touchy. It's always gonna be rough to be able to shoot for flirt, but Smallman went in, talked pretty quickly. Uh, Honestly, if we were the search target, we left right as he talked. It could have even been considered a red flirt. Not that that would be a finish. Uh, yeah, good job on Lev not forcing the issue and giving the sniper the opportunity to take the shot on what is the most dangerous man in Spy Party. Actually, that's crazy, Kaylee. The second most dangerous man in Spy Party, Smallman.
Fair to say. And now we're moving over to YerAnd, who is also a very dangerous man. This time going to be playing on the spy side of Redwoods, playing as Rocker. 3.5 minutes on the clock. In three, two, one, playing it. And running around here, we're going to try to seek out our selection target, but it's going to be a full loop if we do it. Urine not willing to do it, just steps into conversation with Twin, the SDA. And we do have two people at front bookcases and our seduction target at bar. Ambassador leaving a print at blue.
Yeah, again, an awkward spot for Urine to get that early completion. You really do like to get your close flirt in early, but bar is an awkward place to do it. But rewarded with the middle, well, the middle bookcases. Redwoods is hard semantically, but that's really the most dangerous place for an AI. Like if you're a sniper, other than AIs taking dumb bug paths, the second most likely thing you don't want them to be doing is just going to the middle bookcases like Taft has done now, like Twin and like Red Dress. Those are our top suspects.
Hey, Pwned, Disney's the ambassador. How
Ew,
do we feel about
gross.
that?
It's probably the third most common, maybe the fourth most common. We do see a bit of pearls, but it's usually Taft or uh Cowboy. And
in the end
I
of
do
road.
actually like the mix up though. I feel like the snipers get really used to just having the same ambassador over and over again. So having a bit of mix up in your ambassador, as long as it isn't just going to be Disney the whole set, I think is really good. I think it's sensible.
All right, we're going for a time ad here at
Very similar
Fireplace
to the Lev game.
again. It really is. We have slightly less flirt. This time we do have a lot more people, I think, being active and going to statues. So Lev is having to contend with that as we go over to blue, and I think still get this print. Yep, with a green difficult print from your end.
You'll take difficult prints all day, even if it's not going to really put us in a much better spot. There might be a print on that bar, honestly. It's been a bit cooked, but Ambassador still has a drink. Hey, look at that. You're in degrees.
All
Quick
right, well
reject
here,
or quick request so we don't lose the race to general, and yeah, we get the full print instead of the difficult. Good stuff from your end, being a heads up on that regard.
yeah, that's a mission done. We're not gonna be able to flirt with our ST over at the statues. We park at windows instead, and our suction target
Oh,
goes statue pad to statue pad. Not what we wanted to see.
I remember it was back in Summer Cup 2016. I was playing KCM, and he watched through my replays, and he did that to bait a low light, but I'd already low lit him. It's the sort of thing that just AI have been doing for years. And at this point, against someone like YerAnd, I really wouldn't trust the low light because it's such a baity thing. It's very easy to
Uh,
fish.
well, we do make amends with our seduction target after that long statue stay. We will fire off a
Ooh,
delegate to
Queen.
Queen.
Queen, you want to die if you do that path. That was awful.
I don't know if this is going to take. It's going to be close. Yeah, it's not going to take.
If that had
So,
taken, with that path behind the ambassador, could either be a wrong arm or just a right arm bug. With the dog into Purloin, I feel like Queen would be really likely to get shot without it taking. I think Lev is gonna count his blessings.
all right, here's our contact. It will be real for
In the end of
us
red.
if the DA stays, and he will. Quick
Couple
stop
important
talk. Low lights
lowlights.
coming off. I'm gonna say those are very efficient. Ooh, safety off on the cowboy. That's not what you like to see if you're Lev. But very efficient lowlights here on Redwoods, where it can be difficult to take those neighborhood lowlights. Good mechanical control from Lev. 30 seconds now. We will finish for. That's 3 missions done, by the way. But it's not
Ambassador
so
movement's
easy
not
to get a
good.
quick fourth.
Swap? It looks like very quick pickup if Lev caught that. It's a green test. It opens up a lot of options, none of them brilliant. It gives us the ability to do a bug if Master comes into a more buggable spot. Looks like that's what we're gonna go for.
That's what this is. Yep.
Wrong arm. I mean, it's the wrong arm, but
Ooh.
yeah, definitely the wrong arm. It was the arm facing the sniper, and Lev does find the angle through the trees there, both to line up the shot and to see the bug.
Yeah, really good there from Lev, able to pull that together. And we miss Orange Sorry by pixels.
I mean, with Redwoods, you're gonna get a lot of shots like that. Like, well done to Lev for lining up the shot, but like half your shots are gonna be uh just trying to get it through the trees and not murdering someone else.
Wow. Okay, so with that, Lev up 2-0 coming out of Redwoods.
That's not what I expected. I mean, Redwoods, if you told me at the beginning of the set it was Redwoods, I'm like, okay, sure, maybe he'll go up 2-0. But YerAnd down at all is surprising, given their pedigree.
Yeah, and that was Uran's pick as well. Of course, to say what is whose pick in the Winter Cup format is a little bit confusing. But
I would
Smallman's
argue that
Revenge
YerAnd's picks are more more aggressively. He really likes the gallery and the aquarium, and Redwoods came with the deal.
All right, well, that takes us to Veranda. We're going back to the classics here with LevTroskij playing as Bling Twin. Uran back on the sniper side where he belongs. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. I feel like both of these players, I say, belong on the sniper side.
100%. The whole group. We have, if anybody's not familiar with things, and that's a swap, by the way. Good luck
Should
to Lev
be.
if he's going to survive this. Um,
We just animation break putting down the statue, and we're off screen for the sniper's perspective when it happens. And I think we're gonna survive that, which is just wild. We do get highlit, but I don't think that animation break was visible because I think if it
uh,
were, we'd be dead.
we almost had a really nice bounce there off Cowboy, but we only got it once. Uh, yeah, the big question is, was it memorized? And I don't know. I was gonna mention, so we're on back to the classics. So it's a setup that has a bunch of maps that have just been around for a really long time. Classics. I think of Old Art Courtyard almost more than I think of Courtyard. And Old Art Veranda was just an absolute monstrous map because the laser rotated a lot slower and had a really awkward angle. With this Veranda, things like that swap can sometimes be off screen or the animation break more accurately, just because they have to pull over a bit to the right. But if you haven't played some Old Art Veranda and you really want to give yourself a bit of pain, uh, go play some Old Art Veranda. You can sometimes just not be able to get to the other side in a good 5 seconds. It's miserable and it's great.
Yep. So just like Pone was saying, don't go play any old art veranda. Um, we are sitting here. We have two inspects. We have swap done, 34% on the flirt, and we kind of
Bug?
line up next to this
No.
ambassador. Oh
Drink
dear.
in hand, ruining all my dreams and aspirations.
Oh dear. Well, no drink bug comes off, thankfully. 2.5 minutes left to play as we finish off that drink after that embarrassing walk next to the Amba. Could go finish off inspects here. Looks like no. Looks like we're just heading over to this back part of the venue.
Yeah, and just to note, in regards to the swap being early, it does not look like Euron's an overreaction. He's still taking his regular highlights. He's still watching the party. I don't think that's necessarily indicative that he didn't at least suspect the swap, but he's not overreacting to it, which is what we expect from Euron. He's not someone who ever really overreacts to anything. He has a very low civilian shot rate. That's a fake light.
It is.
Gross.
Um,
Um, yeah, that's really
okay.
gross. He's onto Lev a bit more than he's trying to let Lev be aware of. You can do fake lights, right? So the spy can see the laser. The spy can then react to the laser, and the spy expects when they go to statues to get the laser over them and take the highlight. That he's doing it on the second statue after Lev has already been done the swap is Year-End doing a bit of mind game, saying, "Hey, yeah, I only just noticed you 2 minutes left in the game." That's not probably the case.
We bounce off our seduction target once and change direction. Seduction target goes to back statues, and we're gonna follow in here, trying to pick up another flirt. Minute 6 on the clock. We can't swap. We've already swapped. But we do pick up a green flirt, takes us to 85% as our seduction target picks up a light. We're, in terms of timing, a little bit rough here. We can still pick up a contact, we can still pick up one more flirt, but it's a little late to start Prince, so we're going to have to find a Purloin or a Bug, I think, to finish off this game.
Yeah, and passing's not brilliant. The the other problem is even for YerAnd, who's not necessarily a flirt pairer, us going and doing a purloin into another flirt next to Alice is yeah, even the purloin in itself. Lev not hitting 2 green tests there, I think, was going to be costly. He needed everything he could get to get himself out of what is getting caught for swap. I think YerAnd probably memorized those statues first
Yeah,
before
there's
Lev had
plenty
to.
of time for the sniper to see those statues at the beginning. Maybe not 100% sure, so why we didn't take the shot immediately, but I think we were a huge suspect from the get-go.
Yeah, I mean YerAnd's in chat. You can clarify it, but the big thing is you don't want to like make it really awkward for yourself and show them that you've caught them for the swap if you're not going to shoot, because then they're going to just do nothing and then you're going to feel really awkward. And it's kind of what Lev did here, but he got more impatient than YerAnd was, probably because of things like the fake light.
All right. Well, that is going to be a point for your end, uh, taking us now 2-1 in favor of Lev, who is now sniping on Veranda. Your end on the spy side as Wheels, 4:15 on the clock. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. And we're
Wheels
starting
is
off.
going to have, I bet you, at least one awkward path just because of the way the hitbox feels. He has the same hitbox as everybody else, but just because you're in the metal sarcophagus, it you sometimes just run into conversations or short a pad or something that you wouldn't necessarily do with another character where you're just watching their feet.
All right. Well, we've went over to that back left part of the venue. We come right back out. Our seduction target is heading kind of in our direction. We're going to plop over here at Red Velvet, waiting to see what they're going to do, and we're going to do a green time ad.
Hey, you're in taking one out of my book. He hadn't done anything. He actually just brought the clock exactly back up to 4:15, so we're back where we started. But a few more highlights, a few more people with more suspicion, as long as you don't get caught for the green time ad, which against someone like Lev, I wouldn't bet on. 4 bounces there from Mom and Orange. Take it, Lev. Come on. No, doesn't want it.
Not going to be happening. 34% on the flirt as we open things up with a white flirt with 3 minutes 57 left to go post time ad. Ambassador's headed our way, but Wheels is not going to take this bug. Ambassador doesn't even path behind us, so no real option there. Double Agent joins our conversation. This is a decent contact, but DA leaves just as we start a contact. That's going to be a fake, unfortunately. Let off a couple of low lights. We'll see how many levels willing to take. It's a little bit dicey here. Doesn't take too many in
Hello?
the end.
No bug taken. That's about as good of a bug as you're gonna get as Wheels, by the way. Most of his walking bugs are particularly bad. So that would have been a pretty nice angle.
Yeah, we just timer flirt this. We're right on top of our ST, so 68% on a second white test. We have seen YerAnd pull out a lot of greens in the past, but so far it's just the time as we head over to blue books. We have no real cover here. We're near the ambassador, so we're definitely going to be seen at this bookcase. We do pick up a fingerprint off of it, but I don't think microfilm is going to be in the cards given our current positioning. And I'm wrong. We go for the microfilm immediately, and the quick shot coming out from Lev, speed running this game, takes the shot for the microfilm, which was white and which was seen.
Yeah, Urine didn't actually have a mission completed. We saw this in the Teetering Anthela set too, where they're just kind of leaning on microfilm as the mission left out in the camp, right? You're like, okay, I'm gonna watch Bug, I'm gonna watch Purloin, I'm not gonna let anybody do any ridiculous swaps, and you're kind of hoping that microfilm is that fourth thing on their list. But especially when you're hitting a white test there, and you get shot for that plenty of time. Doesn't matter who the sniper is, but Lev's particularly good at camping. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I mean, there's a fingerprint on that briefcase, so you're suspicious for going there. The ambassador's nearby, so you're probably on camera anyways. And then you hit the white. Even the Wheels has one of the better microfilm animations. It's not that good when you're being stared down from that angle. It just doesn't work. And so that's going to be Lev keeping the lead, 3-1 coming out of the second venue.
Oh yeah, he's holding the angle really harshly too. We got
Mm-hmm.
Aquarium. I would be quaking in my boots if I was Lev sniping it, but I'm not Lev sniping it. I am notably not Lev, and Lev is also Spy, so definitely not that case. We got Lev as Seek, and we'll get it started in three, two, one, playing it.
All right, 4 minutes to play here.
Busy bar.
We are playing on the standard setup rather than the SCL setup, which I believe is the same.
It's the same. Yeah, I had this question when they put it in as not SCL. I'm like, and I was playing against Laura, who's relatively new, definitely new to the competitive scene. I'm just like, why? Why is it not SCL? It's the same thing. It's 4 minutes. 19 people. What do you want? Lev has
Well,
done nothing. There has been a really busy bar. We've seen a lot of just early, like, busy starts for the sniper to have to deal with. Urine just taking
yeah,
his pathing lowlights already, off people pathing to places where people weren't but now are. Classic Urine stuff. And Lev's gonna need to do something. There is a ongoing theory that doing things quick and early against Urine so he doesn't get a bunch of lowlights is the way to go about it, but it's really hard to pull off rushes.
yeah. And speaking of pulling off rushes, we're in no rush to do so as the ST leaves. We will join conversation here. ST joins with us. We get our first flirt now. 2 minutes 45 on the clock. It's a green test for 41%. We could do a mid game rush. That's always an option. But that 41 means it will be 3 flirts, which makes it pretty tough to do. And hitting those rushes on Aquarium with no center statues, it's not a good venue for it.
Yeah, so really when you look at like classic rushes, it really helps to be able to get inspects and swap it done at the same time, or things like banana bread covering purloin. And both of those aren't really options. You can do banana bread covering purloin, but it's not going to just be like a 1-2 missions done immediately. You still have to go to the bar. You can do inspect swaps, but you still have to pocket the inspect and probably get the highlight. So Aquarium doesn't end up being a place of really quick, sudden finishes that you can combine missions with, like, as I mentioned, like Banana Bread covering Purloin where they're at the bar, which is a bit more awkward, but fine.
All right, well, a minute 45 on the clock. We're at 78% on our flirt, and that's our only progress so far. Maybe at this point, just looking for some kind of frame, trying to go take the list for someone. But if that's the case, there aren't a
I
lot
don't
of
know who it
people
would
to
be though.
frame here.
Of course, in your watching of this game, have you seen anybody where if we go to the bar and delegate to someone that you think they would get shot? Because I just don't see it.
I haven't seen anyone like that. Alice unfortunately picks up the pathing low light despite having just
Banana
been to
bread.
statues.
By
There's a
the way,
fake
we have one
contact.
of the DAs highlight and one of them low lit. Uh, Urine signaling, at least to us, that he thinks that Mom is the true DA, which is definitely a read on a map as big as Aquarium. I'm not sure how he came up with that one.
Well, now they're both
Or he
low
just
lit.
highlight Mom and didn't realize that she was the DA for 3 minutes, which is even funnier to me.
Ooh, we were talk cycling here, trying to get people out of the conversation. Our seduction target boots does leave. I'm not sure we're going to achieve with that particularly
We,
here as
uh,
we clock ticks down. Go for a bug? No, we're pathing well away. Just heading over to a statue.
this isn't gonna be covered for things like swap. If we do like a green swap here, I said do, haha. Um, it might end up being behind the shark, but that's a white swap, and Mirren has no one else to shoot except for the man who's doing the hardtail.
All right. Well, yeah, just not able to put together a game plan, I think, there on Aquarium. Maybe looking for something that never materialized. But whatever the case, we're shot with just 2 completions and 18 seconds on the clock. YerAnd takes the shot for the swap, fade clearly visible, and YerAnd's not going to miss that. Pulls it back 2 to 3, but that means that we are heading into Lev sniping Aquarium with YerAnd playing as Taft. We're seeing Disney as the ambassador again from YerAnd, so something to keep an eye on. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
We have quickly identified one of the reasons why you make Disney Ambassador in an earlier set, and it's so you can legitimize your picking of Taft in a future set. Taft being a particularly powerful character on Aquarium because of the back-facing statues that you can just body block with your hefty boy.
Yep, don't need any blocking from the shark if you can block it yourself. We pick up a delegate and we head into this front left conversation. We will pick up a flirt here with our selection target boots pretty soon. Pretty soon. Pretty soon. No, we're just going to sip this drink, get a little bit of courage before we open up our mouth. There it is. There's the flirt. It's a white test, 31% at a little bit of a distance. YerAnd's going to need a green to finish in 3 flirts. 3:15 on the clock, and that's our progress so far. Bar rush going on, though, at the moment. If we fire the delegate, no chance it's going to take at this point.
Corvus, what do you think Taft is drinking?
Whiskey, my old boy.
Oh, it's a yeah, yeah, it's a whiskey glass. Goodness, that adds up. It feels on character. You're
Heading
taking a
over
bad path there, but he knows better.
Heading over to books. We pull the book. I imagine we're going to be taking this out of bookcase, otherwise I'm not sure why we're here, and
Oh,
indeed we
Urine
do.
loves his book stuff. We're gonna probably end up looking to do some sort of microfilm behind Shark, if it's a return or if it's an animation. The return being a much faster version. Obviously, if we're doing an animation microfilm, we also have to go to the Green Book case anyways to do it with the Green Book too. But this is not surprising, given that Urine picked these maps and has done this plenty of times against many opponents, including myself.
76% on the flirt with a green, 2 minutes 15 left on the clock. Double agent will leave just as we go for the contact. It's fake as a result, and that's not what you like to see. We've now seen that a couple of times in this set where the DA just bails on you as you hit the white. 2 minutes left, not a lot of lowlights being taken, so not that damaging, but we didn't want that at all.
Here comes the Shark middle, but Ambassador is not in the middle conversation with us, and we do have the book. Anything that we do here is going to be a bit more awkward just because we have something in hand. When Taft does his talking animation with a book in hand, he just slams the book into his face. He's done it twice now, and I find it hilarious. I've only just noticed it though, after almost 10,000 games.
Well, that's probably because you're not typically playing Taps as the spy.
That's true.
Gotta pick Disney as your ambassador more often. Speaking of Disney, we walk into conversation with Disney here on the bottom left, but Disney leaves. We have a chance for a bug behind the shark as we go over, but no, Disney redirects away.
That's
Not
not
gonna
what we wanted.
happen.
That's definitely not what we wanted. We've got the briefcase. I think we were going for the book slam, but unfortunately, just action priorities, briefcase higher on that list. I did it myself actually, where I ended up reading at over a bookcase or over a briefcase, uh, myself in my first set, and Urine still has the book in hand. He does have another low shark. Like this would be the moment to do it, and here it comes.
Heads visible
Okay.
over the shark.
It wasn't. He didn't have the issues with wheels, but that's a very quick slam. Lev can shoot for that if he wants to. What's the plan here? Get the fingerprint, kind of obligated, and we can go to the bar.
30 seconds left. We need one more print, and Ambassador is about to take a drink. There's the take. So we can just finish right here as we request. It's going to be top shark, too.
Yeah, this is
So,
kind of like baiting that it looks like a purloin, but it's actually just the fingerprint. We are taking the delegate, but we just want the print.
and it's no shot.
Into
You're in.
a kind of baity bug path. Urand really covering his options and saying, "Hey, I'm most definitely purloining. Oh wait, I didn't purloin. Can't shoot me. Oh wait, I'm definitely doing a bug path. Oh, I didn't bug. Can't shoot me." With this last print, last mission win countdown, it's a typical year in play. The shot does come off on Cowboy. What for potentially?
Bug path.
I mean, we did one of those too, didn't we? But we did a couple during the set. Urand hasn't taken the lead yet, but he does get the snipe here, and Lev really has a lot of desire to just keep the lead because as soon as you get tied, you're back to a spot where Urand's still the favorite.
Yeah, the one saving grace that we have is in terms of the set, we're going to library, we're going to gallery, we're going to courtyard. These are all venues where Lev's sniper is going to be very powerful. I would not be at all surprised if Lev is thinking in their head, okay, we're tied 3-3. I'm playing YerAnd, who's probably the favorite in my group, and you know what? I can probably hold my sniper on all three of these venues. Maybe I pick up a spy win somewhere and it's just gravy, but right now, I just want to control myself behind the rifle. Before we get there, Lev will be playing Spy on Library as Alice. Your end on the sniper side in three, two, one, playing it.
And a
And
lot of
chasing
Alice
down our
today.
production targets, who is Kane, will not cooperate. And we were low lit and then neutral lit.
We are also not in bug range, though we're very close. We could do the sneaky twitch over. Though I don't think most people have it in their repertoire, since I am not most people.
Yeah, so instead, we're just going to stand here. We're not going to go for that bug. 4 minutes on the clock, no mission progress yet. And so we're going to have to be thinking about what we want to do. Still plenty of time on library, no time to panic yet by any means, but those 5 missions means you can't just spend all your time sitting in conversation. You can't just spend all your time walking back and forth across the venue. You have to make something happen. We may be hoping the ambassador leaves and we can take this briefcase and pick up a print. Boost comes in like a friend, picks up the highlight, and crams it right next to the ambassador. So that means the ambassador will leave. That means this briefcase will become available right about now as we get offered a drink. But Pearls goes for the briefcase immediately. We white Purloin instead. Drink is now missing. How is YerAnd going to react to this as we gulp the drink? And no lowlights even coming off for this Purloin. The briefcase goes back down. Lev is sitting here without a drink. The list is gone. A highlight is in the vicinity of Toby when it happens, but we do not appear to have taken much, if any, in the way of lowlights. We do hit the green test on the difficult print off the briefcase. We'll reverse field and return it to the ambassador. And so all of a sudden, we've gotten 1.5 missions done, and I'm not sure how much suspicion we really picked up as a result. We get away with that Purloin, and now we're going to finally try to go over and make some progress on flirts. We will enter conversation with Kane. Looks okay. And we're just waiting to pull the trigger here to get partial progress on a third mission. A lot's happened in the last 60 seconds. Looks pretty nice.
That is very much true. And good job of casting through it. What's the plan here now, though? With fingerprint, flirt, and purloin in pocket.
Well, Lev, looking around, presumably looking for another print as Ambassador is at Green Books, so I wouldn't be surprised to see us go for that print. Lev has kind of been favoring those difficult prints, not afraid of them, so maybe going to be looking to see if we can let it cook at least a little bit. I'm just kind of wondering, I think the big question in my mind is how much suspicion do we have for this Purloin? Is Urine just in a position where they're playing Library 4 of 7? Or do they really have an idea, hey, it came from the left side somewhere? We're going to sit here and timer flirt and take a drink. There's the cooldown expired. Here's the flirt. It's another white, 68% with a minute 45 on the clock.
This drink is such a weak play, right? Like you're taking the drink, it really kind of says, "Hey, I didn't purloin, don't worry about it." But you have a drink in hand, and unless you make a very strong play of just gulping the drink here shortly after, you're kind of admitting that you're not going to be finishing missions, and I don't love it.
Ambassador's teasing us here. There's no way we can go for this bug. This bug is completely impossible. Doesn't happen. General, who is an SDA, is brought up to a highlight. Urand keeping us guessing here a little bit. Time has really ticked down. We made a lot of really early, well, I wouldn't say early, kind of early middle game progress over there with the fingerprint and the purloin, but nothing's really happened in the last 2 minutes. And so Lev, now down into the orange numbers, really just not on pace to finish, just maybe hoping someone else gets shot for the purloin. We kind of saw this earlier in the set, and we're not moving.
Banana bread.
Okay, fake banana bread. It looks like we're trying to do a frame game, and there's two problems with it. One is library is really hard to frame on because it's 5'8", and two, you're playing against Urine, who's about as resilient to frame games as anybody in Spy Party. I'd say actually probably is the most resilient to frame games.
And we get shot for that quick conversation, talk, stop, talk, leave.
We're trying to finish here with only 2 missions in pocket. Like we can get the third mission with the fingerprint, but we're really committing to a time at some point here too. Um, like I don't hate it. Like you still need to finish missions even if you are going to do a 0-second time ad and try and complete missions, but It's a really awkward way to go about the game, and playing a bit afraid there after the Purloin. I feel like we obviously were actually quite suspicious because we did get shot there, but uh, really, I mean, just don't white test Purloins. I think is the first lesson to be learned, honestly.
That's a good lesson. Hopefully, some of these players will take it to heart. So okay, so YerAnd has pulled ahead for the first time in the set. YerAnd now leading 4-3, but Lev is now back on the sniper side of library, just gonna be looking to hold here. YerAnd playing as Boots in 3, 2, 1, playing it. And Disney Amba again.
Yep. I mean, legitimizes your Taft play. Legitimizes your Cowboy play, by the way. Though Cowboy's not particularly popular even before people started using him as ambassador a lot. Slow pickup here of the book. We're not looking to cheese this. It doesn't appear. Just here for the flirt. Well, we are going to leave relatively
We are
quickly, but
definitely looking to cheese this.
I don't think it's cheese. I think we're just trying to win the race. Oh, hello.
Nope, I think we're trying to
That is
cheese this, Bone.
absolutely the nastiest thing. So, if anybody's not familiar, AIs do like read and sip animations while standing over the briefcase. But Urine kind of also just combining it into doing the microfilm behind the pillar. It's incredibly nasty. Oh
Green
goodness,
Purloin
there's the
pending.
play I wanted to see earlier. There at bookcase instead of at statue when I first suggested it. Year end is playing an absolutely monstrous start, and we're only 45 seconds in.
Yeah, so this is gonna put a lot of pressure on Levin. The problem is we may not even know it. The list is now taken. We let off a contact to try to distract from the list take. Looks pretty good. Lev really focusing on taking those low lights. We're out of conversation shortly after the BB, which I'm sure Lev noticed, and we're now a blue bookcase. But okay, now the list is I think seen missing. How do we recover from this? What are the low lights going to be? At least a couple coming off, and a low light onto the spy.
Wah wah. We're holding a book. The Purloin's been a while. We haven't been anywhere near Toby. I get why the low lights come off. And this is kind of why rushes are so powerful. Ooh, it's actually even getting more Purloin lights here. Maybe feeling just a bit down. Now down in the set and down in the game, playing a bit more aggressively, and it's just gonna be punish. Oh, year end, doing the same thing again. White test this time though.
Well, I heard someone tell me if something works, keep doing it, and that's what YerAnd is doing. We've now microfilmed off a pad twice. We're gonna go return this book into blue as a low light. I don't think will be given another thought. And with 2.5 minutes on the clock, we have 3 missions done. Still contact to do, and then I think center statues will just finish it off.
Yeah, I think the lesson here, if anybody's trying to camp against year end, is if you see someone go to two bookcases, credit the microphone,
Just
especially if they
shoot
take the
them.
book out. Yeah, just shoot them.
Just shoot them.
Don't even waste the highlight. Just shoot them. Solved.
Shift. The shift button's there for a reason.
BB Bug is definitely on the table here, as is, well, no, not BB Purloin, but there goes the ambassador, and we weren't near the ambassador anyways. Go away, Toby. Yeah, this white test is gonna make this Toby wait really awkward, but we can just take the drink afterwards.
Okay, we take the drink. We have 100 seconds left. We have 4 missions done. We can still bug if we want to, but we can also just do our inspects, just take some time, finish off this drink, and then go in and pick up the statue. At this point, there aren't that many suspects for Lev to be watching, and they really aren't doing anything.
Yeah, and relative to their skill, because Lev is a really quality sniper, I think Lev is the least likely person to catch a low light, and I can think of in potentially the whole game. It just doesn't feel like the sort of thing that he's gonna reverse, even if we do like 3 cycles here, for example, or don't phantom swap, or not phantom, don't accidentally swap. Couple white tests, bit awkward, but can't imagine we're being watched for it. Yeah, we'll put it down
Yeah,
2 cycles.
we got the
GG's.
statue down,
Bug,
no
bug, bug.
problem. Yeah,
Yay, victory bug.
that bug's never going to take in a million years, but we get the 5 check marks, and that's a win for Yeran, pulling ahead. I think it's going to be 5-3 coming out
Yeah,
of
we
library.
had Lev go up to a 2-0 start, and now 5-1 since. Yaren's really taken the reins on this. Lev did have 14 low lights, and 13 of them were good.
pretty good odds, all things considered. But now we're heading to gallery. I don't think Lev is likely to be that happy to be here.
Yeah, it's gallery is a hard map for both the spy and the sniper. The spy mainly because it takes a lot of planning to do anything that you're doing. Everything's far away, and the angle means that like you can't just take a bug randomly like you can on most maps. You have to really be prepared to like be in the right spot at the right time. For the sniper, it's a 4 of 8 with 21 people.
I just
Like
want to take a look at this starting position that we're in on gallery. Often you see this. We're the only person north of F0,
false.
aside
We
from
have
Boost, who's
Boots
pretending
as
to be
playing
Damon.
Damon.
Okay. All right, let's get this game started. Lev playing as mom in three, two, one, playing it.
By the way, if you ever get the Boots position in a casual game, you're not allowed to move. You just have to stand there and force Damon to stand somewhere else. Lev pulling what is a classic high level move of flirt and run, just a chaos flirt. Both been popular by myself and YerAnd, notably, because it's just really hard to catch. You have so many better things to be watching.
Here's a white
Into
purloin.
an early Purloin, another white test. We could just die here, honestly. Are we gulping? We're not even gulping.
I don't see any indication this has really been. I'm sure it's been noticed. Toby was just moving the tray out and showing it to the sniper, but there's no obvious indication. No lowlights really being taken.
Banana
There,
bread.
slowly and steadily, there's a few lowlights coming. The wave of lowlights here with the banana bread also changing. It looks like he really only missed one with orange dress kind of hiding. And Lev is actually in a really good spot um, from what we feel like. Your end obviously can decide differently. Smallman, take your low light.
Yep, Smallman lowlight takes, and now Twin's the only highlight. We're gonna be able to find the flirt, but then the finish here. Like, I don't really want to go to statues if I'm Lev at this point. But what else do we do?
I mean, the answer is usually bug. If you have to ask a question about which mission we do and you haven't already bugged, go bug twice. Uh, but we really would have liked to have that green test. We could have just rushed through a fourth mission. And anything that isn't particularly clever is going to get noticed because there just aren't very many people left. We have 7 people who aren't low lit, so we can't do something cheeky like just microfilm cheese because we're just going to get shot for it.
Yeah, inspects are an option. If you're gonna do that, you kind of want to do it really, really soon. I don't want to be doing inspects with 40 seconds left on the clock. We're timer flirting here with Smallman because we didn't hit that green. We'll be offered a drink. No, what?
We're returning the list like wackadoos. It
I'm upset.
it was a reject by Red Dress, by the way. So if Urand is for some uh forsaken reason on the chain still, it's us and Red Dress. But really, this is just a quick way to annoy the sniper, and uh we're I think actually kind of pinned for it. I'm not sure what we're supposed to get away with our fourth mission. I do believe this is Seek going back to statues. I don't know if it was these statues previously. Um, and there hasn't been an overreaction to the return list other than Urine probably shaking his fist.
Well, we will finally leave conversation. We have a drink in hand. At this point, we have to just be going to a. No, we just go to a painting pad. A minute left on the clock. Maybe just hoping an AI dies or finding one that we can frame for swap. But there's
The
nothing
problem
for
with
us
the
to
frame
do
swaps
here
right
at
now is
Submarine.
both of the Danger Boys are at back-facing statues. We're gonna try and just rush down fingerprints in less than a minute. I don't hate it, but I don't know where the second one would be.
Well, we hit one green, 30 seconds on the clock, and the shot comes off onto red dress.
Uh, and you know what it has to be, right? It's 100% being part of the reject chain of the return list. Fantastic frame there from Lev, finding the only way to win a game with the return list. I don't know. What do you want from me?
I
Good
mean, look,
stuff.
we're down in the set, right? We're going to a bunch of arguably pretty sniper friendly games, and we're on the spy side. Do something weird. Do
Yeah,
something
Urин's
weird that's
also
not pathing, that involves standing in one place, right? We stood in one place. and we did something weird.
YerAnd, I think, is also now shot for flirt twice, both incorrectly on Redwoods and now gallery. So maybe they should shoot for missions that actually they track
All right,
in the
well,
future.
YerAnd now up one in the set. If Lev can hold Sniper here on gallery, it'll be tied back up. Or YerAnd can secure at least the draw by pulling off a spy win as queen. Go ahead and check out this game in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Game's half off. YerAnd going for the quick pull. Are we going to go the quick green? We are going to go quick green. We could die here immediately. We could basically win the game. It's 50-50. Laser came up to us, but we're not dead. We're not even highlight.
Not dead.
And we're
As you
being nice and
mentioned,
respectful about putting it back. Good stuff, YerAnd. One mission down, 3 to go.
there were only 2 options there. We die or we survive, which makes it a 50-50, and YerAnd wins the coin flip. At this
In the
point,
red.
we're just going to make a lot of quick progress. There's the contact. Lev isn't super happy about this. Takes the low lights. Only looks like 5 low lights being taken off that contact.
If you're YerAnd, you're having dreams about this
What?
bug, and we did not
Banana bread.
hit the green banana bread. If we'd hit the green banana bread, a lot of walking bugs become strangely possible because you've given yourself cover on the mission. But instead we hit the white, and it kind of also just takes away our opportunity because we can't go bug then because we'd end up coughing. It'd be really awkward and bad. The rush says we must purloin, and so we purloin. Bit of cover
Toby
there
comes
from
and shows the
seeking
sniper the
salmon, but
lifts.
maybe not enough.
Some more low lights. But we are 1 flirt away from finishing this game. Even with how much we've narrowed down the party, narrowed it down to 3. I think we're just too far behind. I can't imagine. We have to shoot for a talk. Shoot for
Yeah,
flirts.
so if you're Lev, what you really hope Santa's gonna give you for Christmas is Seek going to like statues right now, and then statues, and then bookcase, and just a bunch of places that aren't conversation and can't be easily flirted with YerAnd. You need it to be telegraphed. Here comes a
Ooh.
late highlight, maybe just because there's so many people who aren't highlights, and we just want to keep visibility on the 3 people we do care about. Is Urine gonna go directly in, or are we gonna take a pit stop at the windows? Nope,
We're
directly in.
going straight in, and sick leaves, excuse me.
I mean, he lives too, at least for the moment. Oh, we're forcing it. Are you gonna shoot for flirt, Lev? Have you ever shot for flirt in your life?
Pull the trigger.
Uh-oh!
Pull it. Shoot him. Shoot him now.
Do it!
It's too late.
You pansy! You little purple flower! Shoot him! Lev's never shot for flirt in his life, and it's gonna cost him here. Urine taking the lead, 6-4. He went full sticky fingers. His computer is now asking if his shift key is broken, but it's just not enough. What a close game. Ah, brilliant. Why are we not dead? Why are we not dead?
Well, you know what they say, don't shoot for flirt. We didn't shoot for flirt, and Uran pulls away with a spy win on gallery. That's going to take it 6-4, and Uran secures at least the draw as we head into Courtyard.
Let's do it in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
All right, Lev going to be playing here as Kane needs the spy win to stay alive for the draw. Courtyard, there's been a lot of discussion, I think it's fair to say, about Courtyard and which side is favored. A lot of people intuitively feel like it's the sniper. The stats tell a somewhat more nuanced story. Um, but we do have a ways to go. Section target was not cooperating with us. We chased them here, but they left immediately. So with 2 minutes 45, we're just going to follow them into this conversation. We will. We're flirting through Alice, but we will be able to pull the trigger here and pick up a green flirt, 48%, unfortunately.
Yeah, 48% always the awkward percent, right? Because 49% gives you the opportunity to get the 51 close flirt in the future. But Lev hasn't been hitting that many greens. I'm not sure that the dream was really that alive.
2 minutes 15. At this point on Courtyard, we should already be thinking about our so-called fourth mission. Instead, going over to windows near our seduction target. Ambassador is not really anywhere useful, and Toby has not been cooperating. We do have a briefcase pickup from Alice as we walk back into conversation to pick up our second flirt.
Yep, there's the white test, so he doesn't have to feel bad about the first one. We have 82%. We've got less than 2 minutes. Contact is not on the table. DA didn't really have a spot to go to. I'm not sure why I was dreaming about it. And this is where like you might see like the inspect come in just because there's no other option on the table. But you don't really want to. You really wish that you had an opportunity for bug. I'm not sure there really has been one.
No, with the Ambassador has not been in a lot of good positions, and Bug on Courtyard, you kind of want to find the Amba in some kind of reverse drive-by, maybe on the on the pillar side of a conversation circle. But we're gonna sit here and timer flirt with Green Dress. She's cooperating, so kind of no reason not to. Maybe looking around for a good fake contact. We don't find what we don't timer flirt. Actually, we leave, and we are just walking over to windows here with a minute on the clock and 0 green check marks.
Yeah, reminder, this is YerAnd up 6-4. If Lev cannot pull the win here, it's going to be set over, though every game does matter. It's going to be likely down to tie breaks in this group. That's
Oh, and the ST
rough. We don't
leaves.
deserve that. Lev has been playing well enough that the seduction target leaving is just going to kind of be a nail in this coffin. Hopefully the coffin can
And the end
survive
of
a
red.
nail or two. Fake contact. I'm not sure who's going to die for it, if anybody. Small one? Nope. YerAnd not falling for the full thing, and that's a good decision on Courtyard. You haven't seen a bug, and no other hardtail's been shown.
Yeah,
This is
20
not going
seconds
to be a
left. We step
finish.
into
What are we? We're going to
statues. We'd
swap?
have to just be swapping and hoping. Yep, there it is.
Who's been here? Yeah.
That's an aggressive shot there from your end. I mean, when you know, you know. Um, but a rough shot.
Yeah, and the problem with the banana bread timing is if someone had somehow snuck that statue and you hadn't noticed it, it would have had to been banana bread, sneak to the statue, swap it, and then Lev shows up a bit later. It really doesn't make much sense from the sniper's perspective, especially since they've been holding an angle that's been able to see that statue the whole time.
All right, so that does secure your end the win with 7 points, 7-4 so far on the set. But as this is the Winter Cup, we're going to play a 12th game. And Lev, definitely looking for a win here to keep it 7-5. If you're playing 7-5 against your end in this group, that's a really good tiebreak result. Going to be as general here, your end on the spy side of Courtyard for our final game in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, just to go through the Group P standings here. So it's gonna be YerAnd and Nanthless coming through with the wins. Nanthless is gonna have
And the end of red.
as many, if not more, wins in pocket. Are we purloining here? Nope. We're doing a second banana bread.
And
Action
the end of
priorities
red.
have taken YerAnd again. Feeling a bit of rust, honestly. It's what it feels like. We're just not taking the purloin because it feels a bit telegraphed. And breaking animation to lead the conversation to try and win this race to briefcase because we lost that race on library.
Yeah, not much of a shame that we lost out on Library, but we do pick up the fingerprint here on Courtyard. That is a mission and a half as we kind of bounce off of Wheels, our seduction target, and stand at windows. We can just go for this flirt. It's no big deal. We'll pick up a close flirt here with Wheels.
Yeah, it felt like a conscious decision to do that path, which is weird. Um, there's who are you doing a show for, and is it just us? Because I don't think Lev is ever going to lowlight you for it.
All right, well, 2 minutes till on the clock. We do go up to 51% on our flirt, standing here in conversation. Looking for a second print. Ambassador has not really been cooperating much to speak of yet at this point, not even holding the briefcase. We will go do our inspects, we'll pick up a highlight for it, and hope that someone returns the briefcase so that we can get another print off of it.
Oh, thank you, YerAnd, pointing out in chat. He didn't want his seduction target to pick up the briefcase because it means that his seduction target is doing things that he can't flirt with. So, fair play.
Fair enough. Speaking of that section target, we go stand next to them again. Chance for 2 flirt here if YerAnd hits the green. Double agent leaves, but we don't care about that. We hit a white flirt, unfortunately, 85% now. Still looking for that second print. Still not really finding opportunity from the ambassador. An ambassador will be going to walk right by the statues, not going to cooperate. We'll go to conversation. We'll put down the
Banana
briefcase as we
bread.
let off another contact.
Yeah, YerAnd just kind of throwing punches and seeing if any of them stick. Lev has generally had his guard up, but there's a reason that YerAnd has won this set.
You can't pick this up.
And double briefcase is always brutal when you're doing your fingerprints, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that briefcase is legal. The ambassador is very, very close to it when we start pathing. But whatever the case, it's our second briefcase print, and Lev's not going to miss that. Is able to take the shot for it, assuming the two flirt.
Cool. So YerAnd goes up 7-5. We'll still have. I mean, the match for first at this point is going to be YerAnd versus Nanthless, and while YerAnd will be the favorite, if Nanthless can continue sniping like they did against Teetery, and we're seeing maybe a bit of rust. I think the action priorities there from YerAnd throughout the set weren't pretty. I think Nanthless has a shout. Obviously, the Lev match versus Teetery is a must win. And it really does feel like this sort of group where maybe YerAnd goes 3-0 and everybody else goes 1-2, and these game 11s, these game 12s that we got to watch today might come into play.
Yeah, two sets, both with some really fun plays. This one obviously very very close, 7-5. Lots of little things that could happen in almost any of these games to flip it one way or the other. But congratulations to YerAnd. Good games obviously to both YerAnd and Lev, as well as to Nanthalus and Teetery. That's our Group P cast, I guess, for week one. A chance to watch all these players. But tomorrow we will be having another cast here. I think it's going to start at 3 o'clock Eastern, so 21 hours from now, starting off with a live cast of Death Tacticus versus Yeesh.
Yeah, I mean Death Tacticus versus Yeesh are both players who've won cups previously. Death Tacticus and Yeesh, both Summer Cups, I should say. Death Tacticus is the most recent one. Yeesh actually has won two Summer Cups themselves. So for them to meet in groups is quite unfortunate. They're both likely to come out of the group, but it should be some fantastic SpyParty, and you don't want to miss that. I do not know necessarily off the top of my head what the other match is lined up.
Surprise!
It could be a
No one
surprise.
knows.
Really, we have so many choices because there's so many group matches that it should also be a nice barn burner. Uh, it could even be from Group O, or it could even be one of my matches. I don't know. It could be your match, Corvus. We could have so many